All right, gang, we have a kettle full of wort. Let me prove it. We are about a half hour into this 90-minute boil, meaning that it is time to get our bittering hop on. We are adding some Magnum up front on this beer, and we're probably looking at, did I make note of it? I'm gonna have to go ahead and check the IBU on this. We have a whole range of hop timing on this beer. There's a 60, a 40. This one right here, we've got 24 ounces of Magnum going in, and I'm gonna show you. Okay. Okay, so we have our 60-minute hops in. We're going to be stopping back with a 40-minute edition. There's a 15-minute edition. And there's a Whirlpool. And so this is when I said before, maybe kind of like a little modified Italian Pils. I am looking at pulling the dry hop out of this beer, and I'm rotating it back into the Whirlpool. I know it's going to give me another character. But it is a process point that will make it easier when I'm trying to handle this beer. So anyways, we're going to give it a shot. We got a whole bunch of Callista coming up. I say Callista. If you say Callista, I mean, it is what it is. But we're going to be feeding those in throughout the boil, and that's what you're going to see next. So we're getting down to the nitty gritty here. We're writing poetry, getting ready to grind this thing out. I'm basically just going to show you in quick style. That's the technical video term. We're going to do some time elapse on this. We're going to be dropping this out. You can see Josh raking, the rake's raking, the plow working, me hosing down a little bit from up top. We are rolling through the boil. We did our 40-minute edition already, and we've got a lot of things going on today, so we're graining out a little bit later, but it's no big thing. Just staying busy and doing what we do. All right, so something we're doing a little different with this is I'm going to be blending some non-traditional hops with this lager. And keep in mind, so don't unsub all you purists out there. I'm already making an out-of-style Pilsner. So, like, I'm not trying to, make, like, the super traditional German Pils, right? I'm kind of, riffing on it a little bit, like many people are right now. I am using a small amount, 5% of my overall hop load is actually going to be Idaho 7. And that's going to be going into the Whirlpool. It's a really effective Whirlpool hop, meaning it tends to last into the finished beer. And so the idea here is, when I was listening to that IPA episode with Vinny and others, Green Cheek and somebody else, I forget. I'm busy working. Sorry, no disrespect to anybody. Kelsey McNair. But yeah, so I'm getting, he talked about folding in Citra into his more classic, like, West Coast stuff, like whether it be Pliny the Elder, whether it be, and maybe it wasn't even Pliny, but specifically Blind Pig, and just a smaller percentage of Citra. And he said, just kind of lift the whole thing, brighten it up. That's really interesting to me. And so I'm using these newer world German hops on this, and so I'm using just a little smidge of American hop in there too, to see if I can kind of brighten that thing up a little bit. So we'll see how that goes. I'm just measuring the rest of these out right now, blending that up with the rest of the Callista, and we're gonna be good to go. We got Big Josh Halpert up there finishing up that mash tun because he's the man. And what else? How do you like the mic lanyard? The real deal, huh? And also, we're using Brewers Clarex. I think I told you that, but also I found out I may have used more than I needed to the other time I used it, Interesting. I'm gonna have to dig into this. There'll be more on that stuff later for sure. Boom. How's it going, everybody? We have our Whirlpool starting to move. It's a little tough. The lighting situation isn't always ideal here at Adam Makes Beer, but I think you can see that circulation going there. You're going to be able to see it more readily as we drop these Whirlpool hops. Not a massive Whirlpool charge here. Boom. You're going to see this Whirlpool get a little greener. Yeah, baby. We're going to spin those for 5. And then we're going to start running off nice and cold into the fermenter, pitch some yeast, add that brewer's Clarex, and we're going to keep rolling on this brew day. All right, we're about to run off. And so we have both our cold water sources going through our heat exchanger, both the CLT water and the city water. I don't need to glove up this second because I'm going to be doing some other stuff first. So let's walk that backwards, Josh. Open up you there. And then let's start it out at 7, I believe. And then we're going to get pump going. So what we're doing is we're forcing all of the, you might not be able to see, I have this little block right here, and we're forcing all of the sanitizer out and down out of this block before it goes into the fermenter. I'm getting into some nice work right now. We're about like 16.8, Josh. We can mark that post-boil. And then we're going to start pulling this. Are we? Load that. Let's get some gas going on this. All right. Wow, that's still, we might have to trim back that CLT water. We're really popping in there right now. I am targeting 55 degrees for this pitch. I'm just trying out some different things. I've had some success with the beer at that temperature. Can I see me? Oh, there I am. And I think in particular, this harvest strain can handle a bit of a warmer pitch. I'm just spraying this area up here with ISO because this is going to be the port that we're going through. I'm going to glove up and go up, okay? Yeah, and this is an enzyme, so we'll try to shake that dry as much as we can, but we'll wait until I have the yeast up there and I'm measuring it, and then you can come back and do that. Can you throw gloves on, Josh, if you don't have them already? All right, I'm all set. We still looking good? This was all sprayed ahead of time, but I will spray it again. I have hit up my gloves as well. Now it's on to the Clarex, that's it. Josh is grabbing the Clarex now. We're going to get this added. Man, really? Oh, the baby. That's crazy to me, though. Not all that much. The last time I used more, but we'll see. All right, so we are powering through this thing, putting it in the tank at 55 degrees. I will, over time, after the supermajority of fermentation is done, I will allow that to ramp up in temperature a little bit, probably up to about 60. and then we'll let it finish out there. And we will be sealing that tank with about 4 to 8 gravity points, or 1 to 2 points of what? Sugar, gravity, Play-Doh to go. We're going to knock this out, and then we're just going to clean brewhouse and do some other things like that. And so you are probably going to see me later in the process. Maybe at tasting. I don't know. Okay, bye. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching. If you feel as if you got any value out of the video, please like and subscribe. There are also other videos that you can watch. They're going to maybe be over here or over here. Appreciate you watching.